Today on Public Eye News, music comes to NMU's campus and President Trump throws accusations towards China in the run-up to the 2018 election.
Caleb Rydell will bring us updates on NMU soccer, and Elijah Clority has our weather forecast. Hi, I'm Samantha Carter.
And I'm Erica Flint, and this is Public Eye News. Northern Michigan University's Cyril Concert Series welcomes the Viano String Quartet. The quartet has played alongside world-class musicians and for various prestigious venues. As role models that believe in community engagement, they perform in the Play It Forward outreach initiative to support children in the northern Washington state area. The musically talented Viano String Quartet will perform on Saturday, October 12th at the 7:30 p.m. and admission is free. A two-car crash in Marquette, Michigan results with one crash victim taken to the hospital. The crash occurred at the intersection of US 41 and McClellan Avenue approximately at 6:30 p.m. Tuesday evening. The driver of the westbound vehicle was unable to stop due to wet road conditions for a changing light and then slid into and collided with the southbound driver. Marquette City Police has ticketed the driver who failed to stop.
This week in is National Banned Book Week, and Dickinson County Library is hosting an event to celebrate. The library hopes to raise awareness for the books that have been banned across the country for various reasons. The Dickinson County Library says that libraries and school systems will ban certain books for including magic, especially in more religious areas of the country. The library hosted an event yesterday morning where they read some of those banned books to local children. The Mackinac County Sheriff's Office has stated that they have recovered the body of 64-year-old Ronald Stephen Dow of Milwaukee along the shore of Lake Huron Monday night. Dow died from multiple injuries sustained in a plane crash that occurred on August 31st in Mackinac County. The body was taken to Spectrum Hospital in Grand Rapids for an autopsy and to be identified by a forensic pathologist.
Iron Mountain's Dickinson County healthcare system leaders motioned to start the process for declaring bankruptcy on Tuesday. The meeting was filled with employees and concerned citizens. They are roughly $20 million in debt, and the unfunded pension liability is at about $17 million. In a statement from the hospital, they said, quote, "The care will continue to be provided, the hospital will remain open, and employees will continue to get paid," end quote. The next Dickinson County Board meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, the 27th of September. It has been 12 days since Hurricane Florence made landfall, but homes and businesses along waterways are still in deep water. Georgetown County in South Carolina is the last community between Hurricane Florence floodwaters making their way back out to sea. Flooding was predicted to be between 5 and 10 feet, but the new weather forecast brings good news since it reduces those predictions down to 2 or 4 feet. Georgetown County peak flooding was adjusted from Thursday to Friday for the Waccamaw and PD rivers. These rivers are the second to last rivers for Hurricane Florence floodwaters on the way back out to the Atlantic Ocean. And after this break, we'll be back with your international and national news. Stay tuned.
They have superpower vision and can see in the dark. They have incredible hearing and unique flight skills.
It's just like aircraft. They can fly very slow, very controlled.
How do owls have these amazing powers? Two special owls, Luna and Lily, give us a chance to learn about these mysterious birds and their superpowers.
Tonight at 8 on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. In the latest news out of Washington, D.C., today President Trump has accused China of attempting to interfere with the upcoming 2018 congressional elections. Trump made the accusation while speaking in front of world leaders while chairing the United Nations Security Council for the first time. Trump said, quote, "They do not want me or us to win because I am the first president ever to challenge China on trade," end quote. Chinese officials have denied the president's allegations. The nomination of Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court appears to be moving ahead, even before the woman accusing him of sexual misconduct in the past testifies before the Senate. Nicole Killian has more details from Capitol Hill.
Senate Republicans are looking for a little help at tomorrow's hearing with Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh and the woman accusing him of sexual misconduct from decades ago.
What we're talking about doing on our side is to hire someone who has experience in ferreting out information in cases of allegations of sexual assault.
The 11 men on the Judiciary Committee will yield all questions to Arizona prosecutor Rachel Mitchell. Democrats slam the GOP decision and say Dr. Christine Blasey Ford is not on trial.
I think it's passive-aggressive. I think it's passive-aggressive.
Democrats have also called on the FBI to look into the allegations of sexual misconduct before they move forward with Judge Kavanaugh's confirmation, but it's looking like that won't happen. Senator Chuck Grassley has scheduled a vote for Friday morning in the Senate Judiciary Committee to pass Kavanaugh's confirmation to the full Senate. The move can't come fast enough for President Trump.
I think I might have pushed it forward a lot faster.
But Senator Dianne Feinstein, the ranking Democrat on the committee, disagrees. She issued a statement saying for Republicans to schedule a Friday vote on Brett Kavanaugh today, 2 days before Dr. Blasey Ford has had a chance to tell her story, is outrageous. It's clear to me that Republicans don't want this to be a fair process. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
A stand-up comedian is drawing big crowds in Afghanistan's capital city with performances aimed at easing the grief in a region still at war. CBS's Tina Kraus has a story from London.
It's almost showtime on the streets of Kabul, and 25-year-old Karim Asir is getting into character. The actor plays his own version of Charlie Chaplin's iconic Tramp, dancing through traffic in the war-torn capital city, and performing comedy acts inspired by the early Hollywood star at parks and schools. This girl says Kabul has explosions almost every day, but this can help us forget all of that. Asir says that's his goal, to use humor to help take people's minds off the ongoing conflict.
It's a reason to give a smile to the people, to forget the war and forget this situation for a moment.
But it's not always easy to perform in a city so frequently targeted by suicide bombers. Asir says militants have threatened to kill him, calling his performances un-Islamic. When the Taliban took control of Afghanistan in 1996, Asir and his family fled to Iran, and as a child, he would watch Chaplin's movies on television. When the Taliban fell, Asir says he came back to his country as a changed young man, now known as Afghanistan's Charlie Chaplin. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Bill Cosby, now known as inmate number NN 7687, spent his first night in prison alone as he began his 3 to 10 year sentence for sexual assault. Today, correction officials have said that the prison's long-term goal is to place Cosby in the general population. As Cosby begins to adjust to life behind bars, his family and publicist have stated that he will appeal his conviction on 3 felony sexual assault counts. Cosby is the first celebrity to be charged and convicted in the wake of the Me Too movement. And after the break, we'll be back with your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jennifer Delin, the host of Ask the Doctors. Please join me and many of my colleagues this season for Ask the Doctors. All year long, we will explore important medical topics, talk about new treatments, and most importantly, answer your questions with doctors live in our studio. So join us this Thursday for Ask the Doctors right here on Public TV 13.
Ask the doctors your questions about sports medicine live Thursday night at 8 on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. I'm Elijah Cordy, and the time is approximately 10 after the hour as we look at our NMU Skycam. It's a little bit cloudy, and it is quite warm, but the temperatures will be dropping. Going into our current conditions, it is partly cloudy with a temperature of 58 degrees, winds west at 12 miles an hour, and a barometric pressure of 30.07 and falling. And tonight, cloudy skies with a low of 45 degrees and winds southwest at 11 miles an hour. And going into tomorrow, rain with a high of 58 degrees and winds south-southwest at 13 miles an hour. Now, temperatures across the UP are in the 50s. Starting in the eastern half, it is 53 degrees over in Sault Ste. Marie, 54 degrees in Manistee and Escanaba, 57, and Menominee, 59 degrees. In the western half of the UP, 57 degrees over in Iron Mountain, 53 degrees in Ironwood, and Houghton, 53 degrees. And in our hometown of Marquette, Michigan, it is 58 degrees. Taking a look ahead. Friday, expect a high of 50 degrees, a low of 37 degrees, and some rain. Saturday, expect a high of 48 degrees, a low of 39 degrees, and cloudy skies. And Sunday, a high of 51 degrees, a low of 41, and rain once again. Well, this weekend will bring some rain and some clouds, but hopefully soccer will brighten up our days.
Absolutely, Elijah. The NMU Wildcats men's soccer team are making their way to Parkside this Sunday to get back their momentum. The Wildcats are were on a 5-win streak after having lost only one game this season to Mercyhurst at the Superior Dome on August 30th. The Wildcats had 5 wins after that. However, this last Sunday, after 2 overtimes, they were left in a tie game. When they return this Sunday, they hope to continue their previous win streak. The away game at Parkside will be followed by 2 more away games this month. They will be at Ashland on the 28th and Saginaw Valley on the 30th. NFL power rankings have started to come out, and even though we are only in the 3rd week of the season, there are many that have been looking to see who is looking strong this year. One of the big surprises this year is the Los Angeles Rams, who currently have a 3-0, but are ranked 27th in the NFL. The team has been holding down the field very strong these last 3 weeks. The Rams are being seconded closely by the Kansas City Chiefs, who also have a 3-0 record. The Chiefs allow 474 yards per game, and while not a common Super Bowl team, they may be looking to see themselves wearing rings this year. The Patriots, who are coming off a 2-in-a-row trip to the big game, slipped in the rankings last Sunday as they fell short in their game against the Detroit Lions. In NHL Monday, the Philadelphia Flyers gained a new mascot that is getting mixed reactions. The new mascot, who made his post on Instagram with the caption, It me, #gritty, #let's go Flyers, early Monday. The 7-foot orange-bearded bug-eyed mascot has since been compared to the likes of ZZ Top and the Muppets. The Pittsburgh Penguins responded to the post on Twitter by writing, quote, LOL, okay, unquote. This led to a potential start of a mascot war as Gritty swung back at the Penguins with, quote, sleep with one eye open tonight, bird, unquote. Well, a lot of action going over in the NHL, and I hear you got some things going on as well. I do. Pretty interesting story here. As technology continues to advance and the use of drones becomes more popular, it's no surprise to hear that they're being used more frequently. What is surprising is that wildlife officers are using drones to locate a runaway kangaroo in South Florida. The 5-year-old marsupial hopped away from home where he's been raised alongside 6 other kangaroos. But more than a dozen officers from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission are working hard to track him down. But that's all the time we have for you here today at Public Eye News. Tune in again tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.